gentlemen, welcome aboard this live launch with Hunky Dory TV. The crafting captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign and we are now cleared for takeoff. In preparation for launch, please ensure all of your troubles and worries are properly stowed. You won't be needing those today. Our flight time will be a craft-filled 60 minutes or more, and the Hunky Dory crew are now ready for departure. At this time, we ask you to sit back, relax, and enjoy our video presentation. Live launch takeoff in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have live launch liftoff.
Good morning, everyone. It is Wednesday, and welcome to Hunky Dory TV for another live launch. And this one is flutterly beautiful. We have the most gorgeous layering butterfly stamps. Now, if you got our layering flowers when we launched them at the beginning of the year, you'll be super excited for these because they work in exactly the same way and they make the most stunning cards so quick and easy. So we're very excited to show you these. And over in the demonstration station, and her demos are going to be incredible, it's the lovely Cat.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning, Cat. Today's been a bit of a crazy morning, hasn't it?
It has. I left my work bag at home, so I'd left all my prep demos in my living room at home. So I've had a quick rush round to get everything back together. Luckily, I knew what I was doing.
But it's okay.
With a little bit of help from Natalie, I've got there. So
we're here. We've got there. It's going to be a good show. So let's get into it, because before we show you anything, we have our fantastic Win It Weekly. And this is your prize. This whole pile of cardstock. This is our Miri Megabuy Gold and Silver. I promise you this whole pack would not last a week in the office. But for you guys, this is going to last a really long time. You're going to get 100 sheets of gold and 100 sheets of silver. It's so heavy. And there's going to be 2 amazing winners this week. The question you have to answer is, it baffled me yesterday, and I don't know if we had any sneaks from any answers, so we'll see, shall we? You need to like, share and comment on what is the world's longest ever running musical performance. Is it A, 639 years, B, 157 years, or C, 461 years? So what is the longest ever running musical performance? I genuinely have no clue. I don't even think, well, obviously the world's been around for billions and gazillions of years. So who knows?
Who knows?
But like, share and comment. If you comment with your answer, maybe also comment with what that musical is, because it would be interesting. Very, very interesting. And good luck to everyone who, to be in with the chance of winning that Miri. Okay. Let's get into it and have a look at this VT. So pretty, honestly. I had so much fun demoing these on TV. It is a marvel at how they actually come to life in sort of 5 really, really simple steps. Yeah. We have given you colour guides. So if you're new to this, but you're absolutely in love with it, you can follow our colour guides to create beautiful sort of different colours in your butterflies. So I'm going to show you all of the different stamps we can get. So let's have a look at our first 2 A5 stamps. So we've got 2 different sizes in these stamp sets, which give you 2 different sizes of butterflies. You actually kind of get 4 different sizes, because even the butterflies that are in the bigger packaging are slightly different in size. So we'll have a look first at our shallow tail butterfly. So I've got it here, it's all stamped out for you. This is what you're going to receive when you get it home though. Can we see? Get it in the right place, Natalie. There we go. Perfect. this is what you will receive when you get home. That is your stamp set. It is huge. You do have that colouring guide which we have here for you, but as you can see in the stamp set, and I'll just show you that packaging because each stamp is actually sort of listed with what layer it is, which helps you even more when layering up these stamps. So this is the first one. This is the shallow tail butterfly. You get 5 layers to start off with, so you can see you've got your base layer, then it sort of shrinks into other layers, and then you've got your large outline stamp, and that is always the last one that we stamp on. We've also got 2 sentiments on here. They're really, really beautiful. Flying by to say happy birthday, and butterflies appear when loved ones are near. And then, like I said, I've printed them out onto here for you so you can easily see them. We have our colour guides, so these have been made by amazing Jen, who designed these stamps, put this together to recreate a really beautiful look. So this is the first one. This is our layering butterflies. You can buy them for £10 each, or we have some deals. So across our A5 stamps is any 2 for £17.50. Or if you want the ultimate bundle, which is the best way to get it because you save the most money, it's £27 in total. Okay, the next one is this one here. It's our layering peacock butterfly. I cannot believe how incredibly detailed these are. They are absolutely stunning. They really are magnificent, whether you're just stamping them in colour, whether you're going to heat emboss them, create some really nice textures. Again, you've got your different sort of layers of stamps. So this is layer 1, then you have layer 2, which is this one, layer 3 is this smaller one here, then you've got 5, which is your sort of lighter detail, then you've got your really focused detail in layer the last one there. The sentiments on this one are let your dreams take flight, and the most beautiful one which says wishing you years of magical moments and wonderful memories. It's really, really stunning. So again, like I said, you're going to get 7 stamps included across all of these. You get 5 layering butterflies and 2 sentiments on each. So these are the 2 A5 ones. The A6 ones, which are super, super cute. Let's go with this one first of all. You'll be able to see this a little bit better. There we go. We have our silver washed fertility butterfly. So that is your stamp set, a little bit smaller. Again, beautiful detailing throughout here. Your sentiments are thank you so very much and butterfly wishes. And then you can see it there in those really nice orange tones. It looks stunning when it's coloured in, and they look really nice on other different types of cardstock as well. And then finally, the very last one is our tortoiseshell butterfly. Here is your stamp set. So this is what you're going to receive in the post. You've got your 5 layers there. Your sentiments are hello beautiful in that really lovely thin text. Thinking of you. And then your butterfly here is just stunning. But these are just guides, so when you get them home, I would definitely suggest trialing these out, trialing different colours, having a look online at the different types of colours you get these butterflies in, and then working on it. Also looks incredible in just single tones. So these are all 4 sets of your stamps. This today, people, is your bundle. £27 for the whole collection, 2 A5 stamps, 2 A6 stamps, the most stunning butterflies. But what you really need to do to be able to see how fantastic these are is we need to go over to Kat for a demonstration because she will show you from start to finish how to create these stunning images.
I love these. They're so much fun. So I'm going to start with, was this the shallow tail?
It is the shallow tail.
If I'm needing.
Oh, the swallowtail. Let's see who's joining us as well. Good morning to everyone who's tuned in. Let us know if you like these stamps. If you like these stamps and you like the concept of these stamps, if you've already got the flowers, you're going to get the butterflies. What do you want to see next as well? Let us know because that would be really interesting. Good morning, Claudia, Audrey, Brian, Gemma, Linda, Janie. Good morning to everyone over on YouTube as well. So I've just cut myself
a piece of 5x7 card from our white ink me cardstock, and I'm going to come back and use that later, but I was just trying to get it all out of one piece of card, so I just want to make sure I've got that cut to size first, and then with the piece that I've got left, that's what I'm going to use to stamp my butterfly on. So what you're going to do is you're going to place this onto your stamping press. We'll secure it down.
And we do have to say that stamping presses are an essential for these stamps. They are. It's so handy to be able to have that platform where there's not going to be any movement.
Definitely. And I'm just going to adhere it with a little bit of extra tape, just to doubly make sure, because we're going in and out a few times with the different stamps, we just want to make sure it's definitely secure and in the right place. So then you take your first layer, this big solid base layer, and we're going to place that down where we want it on the card. Now I am going to cut this butterfly out in the end, so if we just pop it centrally, we'll pop that on, pick it up with our lid of our stamping press, and we can go in with our first colour. Now I'm using for this one, I'm going for canary yellow, and I'm using our shimmer prism inks,
which also adds the most stunning finish, don't
they
they?
really, really do.
You get that instant sort of glistening on your cards. It is beautiful.
It just really represents that kind of like iridescent feel that butterflies have. So pop this on. And remember, all these layers are buildable, so if you want to go back and just darken it up a little bit, you can go back in with a bit more ink. And over the same place. I mean, that on its own is a stunning image. There's so much you could do just by using the base layers.
Are really beautiful, and you can be quite clever as well by using different sections of your butterflies. So don't think that you can only do this with them. I'm going to show you some examples of different cards that the team have made, and you'll be able to see that some have made backgrounds from their cards, some have stunning the amount of different things you can do with them.
So now we're going to take layer 2, and we're just going to place this on where you want it to go, and it does show you on the guide where you want it to hit, so just follow that. So just when you're happy with the placement, it's where you can go back in, pick it up, and this time I'm going to take the apricot sorbet.
And if you're looking at this now and you're thinking, how do I know where to put my other layers? Then that's another really good use of the guide that's on the back.
Yeah.
Because the guide that's been created by the team also has where they should sit. It's kind of, once you've used them a few times, you kind of get the gist of where they go based on the layer that's already on there, because you can kind of see where it's going to fit and see where it's going to land. But it is another way that if you're a little bit stuck on where they go, then just reverse that insert on your stamps, and you've got not only the colouring guide but a guide of placement, which I think is really important.
So
there's some
layer 3.
contradictory answers today for our Win It Weekly. Some people are saying it's 157, some people are saying 639. Maybe no one has a clue, so we're just going with it all. Who knows?
You've got to think, I mean, we think of modern day musicals and stuff, but I'm sure there's like operas and things like that that have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, so I don't know, could be somewhere in the middle.
So many people saying how amazing butterflies are for cards for all different occasions, and I think it's true as well. Happy occasions, sad occasions, all those occasions in between, a butterfly works. And Molly commented earlier on to say, one, that she has to have these stamps, which yes you do, and two, that her mum of 82, if she makes a mistake or has something where she doesn't want it on a card, she pops a butterfly on top. And I think that's true. That is something that you can do. Just add these stamps. You can cut into the smaller ones, you can cut into the bigger ones, create apertures around them, cut them out and lay them up, create sort of like cascading butterflies. You could use them in home decor projects.
Oh, definitely, especially these bigger ones. Well, you could mix them all together and make some lovely floating projects and things, couldn't you? Much more cruelty-free versions of those old-style kind of butterfly print pictures that you used to get.
Well, I was talking to Dave when we launched these on Thursday on Hobby Maker, and I was saying one of my favourite programmes ever to watch is Escape to the Chateau. And in her hallway, in her big chateau, she created like butterflies going all up the wall.
Oh, wow.
And this is something that you could do with these stamps. This is definitely something that you could do with these stamps. So think about like that on a background for a wedding or something, or an occasion like a birthday or a baby shower, and you're creating sort of like backdrops for photographs and things like that. Then you can use these stamps for that reason. Just stamp loads out, cut them out, and then you can create so many different things with them. That's why I absolutely love them.
Yes, there's so many things. And when going back to the occasional thing with butterflies as well, especially with a set like this, where you're not limited with your colours.
No.
You can really choose how to match them to the theme of what you're doing.
We could make, I don't know, sort of like 10 pink ones, 10 blue ones. It could be a gender reveal. Who
Exactly.
knows?
So I've just been layering up all those elements. Now for my last layer, because I really like a thick black, really heavy dark look, just to make all the other colours pop, I'm going to go in with my VersaFine.
Julie's got a question. It says, what's the best thing to clean the stamps with? If you go on our website, we do have a stamp cleaner, which you can buy. We all use baby wipes in the office, but if you need to give them a really good scrub, because they are a really strong plastic, you can just pop them in a tub of warm water with some soap, leave them for a little bit to settle, and then you can sort of scrub off all of that ink. But if you're sort of changing your colours, then baby wipes work perfectly for that.
Right, you ready for this?
I'm so excited. This is the best bit. This is where
that last layer just makes it absolutely
incredible.
Pop. So let's take him off there, and I'm just going to pop him to the side to give him a little bit of time to dry before I cut him out, so I'm not going to get too many inky fingers. I'll get some because it's me and I can't craft without making a mess. But we'll just clean this up a little bit, and then we'll go back to creating the background of our card. So move this out the way. Remind me my stamping press is behind me when I'm going frantic.
Where's the stamping press?
Yeah, exactly. So next I'm taking that 5" by 7" piece of card, and I'm taking the sentiment, butterflies appear when loved ones are near. And that's the other great thing about this set, because they're all kind of on a theme, you can mix and match all your sentiments in between them.
Definitely can.
So just let me get a little bit of paper, because I'm going to be stamping off the edges. So again, with my VersaFine, and I love the fonts used on this stamp.
Everyone has just commented, wow, this is amazing.
I'm not surprised.
They are absolutely incredible.
We've absolutely loved working with them. So I'm just taking the sentiment all over the sheet. And if you're left with any little gaps, you can just go in.
Oh, I love
them in.
this. Tracy Andrews, the answer to your question is the neutrals shade of the craft markers. I think it's PMC 12. That's the code that you want to be typing into the website, and that has all of your nice sort of skin tone colours in.
So we're just going to cover that all over.
This looks so cool.
And
It's such a good way to use your text stamps and your smaller stamps is to create backgrounds from them.
it is, absolutely. So I'm going to take one of our nesting oval dies and I'm just going to pop this into this bottom corner round about here, and I'm going to cut myself a little aperture.
Do we have the die cutting machine?
It is, it's here.
Is there?
I believe it's here behind me. Unless it went for a walk when I went to get a sneaky cup of coffee.
I can see it. Normally it's at the side of you, that's why. Good morning to everyone who's joined us. Hi Tony, Amanda, Victoria, Tricia. We are here today with a beautiful selection of stamps. Kat's just in the middle of her first demo, but I'll definitely show you some absolutely stunning card samples that the team have made as well, just to show you the different types of colours you can use, the different uses for these, how you can use them with different products that you might have, because they are absolutely stunning.
I'll take this out of here. So I'm just going to pop this back onto my scrap, and because I've cut it to exactly the same size of my card base, I'm going to do a faux matte and layer on this one.
Oh,
Just with my black. And we're doing it with the pen.
Technique.
It's not quite as perfect as doing your normal matte and layers, which I think with these works really, really
yeah, when you're using stamps,
well. Yeah.
it's really quite nice, isn't it?
Just a little bit more fluid. I mean, I am doing normal black matte layers on the other two cards, but for this one. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring in my 7x5 card and I'm going to keep it in that landscape position. And I'm just going to tack these two down because I want to stamp my main sentiment in this aperture that we've created here. So if I've got a little bit of this low tack tape still hanging about, so I'm just going to tack these down just so I know where it's going to go before I stick it down.
Good card samples here. I'm loving this. I can't wait to show you.
So our other sentiment is flying by to say happy birthday. Pop that on there, versifying it up. Pop this in the middle. Take this off and I'm going to add some foam back pads to the back just so we get that nice raised element, and this is why I've done it this way round, so we're not having to try and stamp through a layer of foam pads.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely, because if you've got any ink on your stamping block or anything like that, because you've got that extra layer, it's much more likely to transfer onto your card. A little bit for this bottom corner here. Take the back off these foam pads. Put it up so
I love what you've done with this.
Yeah, so your sentiments are not just for your finishing touches, they're there to make your backgrounds and everything up with as well. Okay, so let's go back to Mr. Butterfly. And we're just going to fussy cut around him. I'm going to leave a slight white border. You could go all the way up to the line if you've got a bit more time than me today, but I'm just going to...
I don't know, you know, I think having a white border allows your stamps to pop.
It really does. Yeah, I do like it.
I'm pro white border.
All depends on the project, doesn't it?
It does,
and what your background is.
It does. We've got some really nice examples to show you. One example which I absolutely love that Becca made, she's actually heat embossed her final layer. So obviously if you're doing that, you need to wait for all of your inks to dry because they are water-based. You don't want to have loads and loads of colour on there. I just think it's another way to give a fantastic finishing touch to your card. You could do that in gold, you could do it in silver, anything you feel, copper maybe, if that's sort of the theme that you're going for. But they are really stunning cards.
And also different as well, that's the beauty of them.
Also different.
I started one, unfortunately I never got to finish it, but another way of doing it is if you stamp onto some of our like vintage themed Matastic adorable scoreable pattern packs, that can have a really stunning effect as well. You're just building up that background even more.
You can tell when a collection is good when we're constantly thinking of new ideas to work with it. And this is one of those where you can think of hundreds and thousands of ways to use these stamps, not just for your card making and the different layouts that you can do, but also for like home decor projects and other things that we've already mentioned today.
Absolutely. I think it's one of those that we all wish we'd had at least about another extra week on to do all these fancy things.
Honestly, we would have loved it.
Right, one little more on the bottom. So I've just bent those wings up at either side just to give it a little bit more dimension, and I'm just popping some foam pads down the back.
It's so cute having the little wings to be able to sort of lift up and manipulate.
And we're just going to pop him over in this top corner now. You could build this up by adding some of these smaller butterflies and things on, but just so you get the effect.
Love it.
I've got this.
Really cute, and it just pops off that background with it being sort of like white and black. Really nice. Okay, let's show you some examples of cards that have been made with that specific stamp set. So here is a really big one. So you can still make your 8x8s because you can layer these up, and this is just used one colour. They've used the peacock green, and then you've just used your 5th layer, which is your outline layer, so you don't have to use all of them up if you don't want to, but then you can use them all up and you can create even more depth in your butterfly. So think about stamping them off the edge of your card as well. I absolutely love this. This one you will have seen in the VT. This is a really nice one, using a smaller butterfly for your background, but then creating that sort of like faux aperture there and having your butterfly in the middle. This is the card I was talking to you about. Absolutely love this idea of heat embossing that final layer because it looks so nice and it's so clean, so simple, but really beautiful. You can get into your different shades as well. So these butterflies work with a range of different colours. You saw Kat do a really sort of like bright primary colour card there with her reds, blues, yellows, but then you can mix it up with your blues, you can mix it up with your other colours. We've got this one here as well, just stamped onto a DL card. Barbara's made this one, and we have to say thank you to Barbara for all her cards she's made because she's not been very well at the moment. So if you're watching, Barbara, we hope that you're feeling a little bit better today. And then finally, if you tuned in on Thursday, you'll have seen me make this sort of two-tone card, and I've just used one colour here, but each time I've added more and more layers of colour to create that depth and definition. And another sneak peek actually, because what I'm going to show you right now is this item here. It is our MDF shapes. Now, we come in sort of like a pack like this, absolutely jam-packed full of shapes for you here. I'm going to show you the individual sets. So you've got 5 different sort of shapes here. What I love about this as well, which is different from any that we've done already, is you've got text. So we've got butterfly, you've got happy, you've got dream, and then we've got 2 butterflies for you. So a larger butterfly and your smaller butterflies, and they are so nice to just add little touches and pieces to your cards. They really do make a difference. They are about 2 mil in depth, so they're quite substantial. You won't sort of be able to break them easily as you would with some thinner MDF shapes. They are really good quality. You're going to get around 60 MDF shapes in, I think it's 60, I think it's over 60 in the 5 different designs. So that just needs amending there, because it does say 3, but you are going to get 5 different designs there. And they're £9.99, and just nice to have, whether you're a scrapbooker. I think MDF is a really nice way to just change the look of your images and cards. Let's show you next some more cards made with one of the other stamp sets. This one is, let me just get it, because I'll be able to tell you. This is the peacock butterfly. There we go. I should have known that, the little eyes. The peacock butterfly. So these are cards made using this stamp in a range of different colourways the team have made. I really, really like cutting them out because I think it just gives that look of sort of like flying. This card that Kat made is absolutely stunning, and I'm sure she's probably going to do something like this today. It's stamping onto craft card, because look how much it shimmers and shines with those ink pads. And this is just our shimmer inks on craft card. Absolutely stunning. Another one that Barbara's made for us uses them on our tag pads. So they are small enough to make tags with as well. So you don't just have to make them on your sort of Ink Me cardstock. You can use your smaller bits and pieces. And then this is one that we made again on the launch on Hobby Maker. Layering it up, cutting out an aperture is a really fun way of using them. Let's show you another selection before we go to Kat, and then I'm going to save one. Actually, I'm not going to show you these ones. I'm going to save 2 collections to show you more inspiration of after we've seen this demo.
Yeah, so Natalie was right. I am going to show you something. This time I'm using the craft paper instead of craft card, because we seem to have a little bit of a craft card shortage at the moment.
I know.
But I'm using the paper instead, and I love the effect it gives on here as well. So with your craft paper, you have a more shiny side and a matte side. So obviously with the stamping, I'm going to stick to the matte side today. So I want to cut 2 pieces from here. I want a piece that's 3 notches under 6 inches by 3 notches under 6 inches. And then I'm going to do 3 notches under 4 inches. Or was it 3 notches? Just let me check what my mat size is. I can't remember which one I did. No. So it's 3 notches under 1 notch under 4 1/4 inches.
We've got a really, really good idea here. Myra has commented to say a beautiful card with the cutout as well. You could always use that first stamp to colour the background, so that if you're going to bend those wings up, you're not going to have a white background. You know what you could also do is you could do the whole technique again, and then you've got a double-sided butterfly.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you're doing like hanging decorations and stuff like that, that would be fabulous. So I'm taking my large piece and I'm going to go straight in with our final stamp, the outlight stamp. Is that the right one? Yes, layer 5. I'm reading it back to front on the sheet, thinking it was saying layer 2. And I'm just going to put this on an acrylic block, because we're just going to stamp over the background. So we're doing what we did with the sentiment, but this time we're using the stamp. And we're just going to build this up all the way around. Now we are going to be covering the middle, so you don't need to worry about that bit too much. And I love this, especially with the papers. Think of all like the wrapping papers for little presents and stuff you could make. So pretty. And then of course you could use this stamp as well for colouring in yourself. If you didn't want to use the layering elements and you wanted something a little bit more freestyle,
Yeah.
you could just use this as a basic stamp and colour it in.
It would look stunning, wouldn't it, coloured in?
It would.
I mean, it would take absolutely ages to get all the definition that you get with these layering stamps. But you could definitely colour it in if you wanted to.
So you cover that like that and you'll end up with something that looks like this.
So pretty. It genuinely looks like it's printed onto that.
It does, doesn't it? It looks so much like paper, or like a wrapping paper. And we're just going to use a little bit of construction glue to pop this down onto our mat that's cut to 6 inches by 6 inches. So we'll take our construction all over the back of there. And this is the point where you'll know if you've stamped on the wrong side, because it'll be just smudging everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, something just like that with a sentiment in the middle would be
really pretty.
Gorgeous.
Just like that.
So now we're going to go to our smaller piece, and I'm going to bring back in my stamping press.
You nearly forgot where you put
I
it.
did nearly forget where I put it. I'm going to pop this on just like we did before.
If you're thinking of ordering these stamps, let me know what you're going to make with them, what inspiration you've got for everyone else watching, because I love to hear everyone's ideas. So let us know in the comments, when you buy these stamps, what are you going to be making with them?
So let's pop this down. Now this one we are going to be using the whole of the paper, so we just want to make sure it's kind of
nice and
even where we want it to go. Ooh. So with this one, I'm starting with the, what have I got? I brought my colours somewhere and then covered them up. I'm starting with Jersey Cream. That you might not get the biggest payoff when you first put this one down, but it's just to give that impression on the card.
It's a very light colour, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're wanting to get a very subtle first layer, I think Jersey Cream's the best yellow. Periwinkle or Arctic Mist is the best sort of blue and green tones.
Yeah.
Maybe if you want an orange colour, go for Apricot Sorbet. So there's so many from our ink pads that you can get a really light tone with.
Yeah.
And you can always lay them up. If it works but it's just not right, then keep going. Add
Absolutely.
more and more and more until it gets to the vibrancy and tone that you want it to get to.
But I think especially on the craft, because with this one, I think we cover more of the base layer than we do on some of the others, don't
Yeah.
we? So it's not the thing, and it's just to give us that.
That effect
There
that
we
there's
go.
something different there.
Just keep making sure that we're getting this. The only problem with the paper is because it's quite flexible, it doesn't want to stay where it's been. But I'm happy with that layer, so it's just making sure we place the next one on top exactly where we want it. So. Our next layer, we are going to go in with brick red. So I'm just going to pop this on here.
Dawn's asked a question. He said, does Hunky Dory make their own embossing powders? Currently, no. But it is something that we are constantly annoying Dan about. So watch this space.
She's not lying.
We aren't. I'm not lying. Every single time. He asks us, what do you want? Embossing powders, please. So when he gets bored of us asking the same thing, he might get them. But I think Anne-Marie's looking into it actually. So who knows? Maybe towards the end of the year. You'll have to watch out.
Ooh.
It's so gorgeous, isn't it? Just those layers. And it gives it a completely different look on your own craft card as well. because obviously you've got a deeper tone of colour to start off with. And you're going to be able to do that on all of our duotone paper pads, those Matastic colour paper pads that we've got. You're going to be able to stamp on those and create really nice images. Like Kat said, any of our Matastic that is patterned, that's going to give you a really cool look to your butterflies.
So now we go on with this one. It blew my mind away. I was doing it on the craft card and I knew it was going to be nice, but I wasn't quite... I kind of ran round the office with it. I was going over saying, look how good this looks. Look how shiny it is. So, so pretty. So now we're going to go in with Blue Lagoon. I suppose you could use these bits if you wanted to do something, you know, like those psychotherapy cards.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
You have to try and, like, figure out what you can actually see. These little elements just kind of look a bit like that, don't they? So if you were wanting something completely grey.
Gemma says we'll all have to ask him next time he's on that. Yeah. Next time
all
Dan's on,
bombarded.
just constantly message in, we want embossing powders. Please can we have embossing powders, Dan? He might listen to you, he might just not listen to us.
No, I think he will definitely listen to you more than he listens to us. We just become background noise, I think, at some point. So, now I'm going to go in with the roasted coffee.
So many people are loving the goodie boxes. We do still have them available, don't we, Emily? Yeah, we do. So if you want to grab another one, then go ahead and get one. Obviously, we can't say that they will be completely different to the one that you've already received at home, but they are still available. If you're still thinking about getting one and you want to get more than one because you've heard all the good stuff about it, then if you do buy up to 4 in one order, then we can confirm that they will all be different things in those boxes. So have a look because it is such a good deal. And I've absolutely loved the comments that have just been coming in about how people have loved the goodie boxes. I've just seen one comment that says this: the goodie boxes are the best ones yet.
I definitely think they are. They've, the way they've been matched up, so you get matching things in them, like inserts and topper sets, I think really makes that difference, doesn't it?
I think so, yeah.
People who already have them, they can use the code to buy the collection.
Yes, that's so true. Because if you got in all of your goodie boxes, and if you haven't opened them yet, this is a reason why you should open every single one of them, because you've got a little discount code that you can use throughout this month. So you could use it on these butterflies or on any of the products we've got coming up, because we've got some good launches coming up in the next couple of days.
So back on with our final black layer. Just how
It's
makes
so
it
good,
pop.
honestly. That last layer is mesmerising. It brings all of those beautiful colours together and just encompasses why these stamps are so incredible. And they really, really are.
They really, really are.
Jen, you've done a very good job. If you're watching, we love these stamps, and so many people in the comments can't wait to get them home and craft with them. They are just incredible. How detailed they are. The cards are absolutely stunning. I'm going to show you a couple more cards just after this. We're also going to repeat our Win It Weekly question. So if you missed it earlier on, we'll give you a little recap of that question.
Ooh, I've cut this a little bit long. What have I done? No, no, no. Let's just give it a trim.
Oh, Cat, you're brave.
Well, we'll see. It won't be perfect, but it'll be something. See how we're going. No, it needs a little bit more this side.
sometimes you can be quite clever with these scissors actually. If you kind of line it up to that groove, you can get quite a good I think you've done a really good job there.
No, I've not. It's proper.
Wow.
It's not. It's really, really, really wonky, but I'll just say that's the effect this card is having. Maybe put it on a bit of a
Wow.
wonky angle. And
When you just line that up then on that card, it just looks amazing. I'm in love with that background. What an incredible, like, creation you've made there from that one stamp. It looks really, really cool.
So fun, aren't they?
So craft card people, get your craft card out for these stamps because they look so good.
We'll pop you on there. I might go a little bit
Wow.
angular.
It
just
looks
to
so good.
thinking.
I'm honestly like blown away with how gorgeous that is.
And then I'm going to take some of those MDF shapes. I can't speak. Breathe. MDF shapes. And I'm just going to go in with my craft marker and just colour them in black just to match.
I did this yesterday with mine. And you can colour them in. You can colour them in with your craft markers because obviously it's a permanent colour, so it's going to really hold that colour really nicely. You can decoupage them using some paper. Maybe you've got some sort of like decoupaging paper at home you'd be able to use with them. Gilding flakes look really, really nice. You can heat emboss them. Heat embossing them looks so good because it gives you that really thick feel that you don't kind of get with die cuts, because obviously you've got quite a large piece of MDF. It looks really good.
So there's lots of different ways you can do this, but I've just put a little bit of our Prism white glue down and I'm just dabbing them in, and I'm going to go for Dream Happy, Dream Beautiful.
Aww,
I think that kind of makes sense.
That's cute. Oh, Dawn says the craft card would look nice with some gilding flakes. Definitely.
Oh,
would look
stunning.
gorgeous with gilding flakes. Do you know as well, you can get that sticky embossing powder that when you like heat it up with your tool, it goes sticky. You could do your last layer in that, and then you could rub your gilding flakes on, so that last layer of your butterfly would be like completely gold or completely silver. But it would look different from like just using embossing powder because it has that glistening to it. That would be really cool.
And a little bit more like
you're inspiring us all today,
tacky,
people.
definitely.
Keep them coming.
Well, it's just a set that lends itself to so many different ideas. So pop this on here just to finish it off. And you can see a little bit of that white glue peeking through, but I promise you it's going to dry clear, so it won't be an issue. Sorry they're taking a little bit longer today, but it's just the layering up, and you end up with something that looks like this.
So gorgeous. I
It looks
absolutely
like
love it.
Popping off, doesn't he?
It does. It's absolutely shimmering and shining all the way across that card. What an absolutely beautiful demo that is. Love it. Okay, so some more cards I promised you I would show you. These ones are using those smaller A6 cards, and look at this one that Bex did. I love how she's created them sort of like around that circle shape. Another one just using that final layer with your MDF shapes, and these ones have been heat embossed in black, which makes them really stand out. And then this is another really nice card that Jane made, and I love the background on this. This is such a cool idea to use your die cuts and sort of blend around them and out to create this really cool bokeh feel. It just looks absolutely gorgeous. Some more to show you with the other stamp set. So this is the other small A6 stamp set. I want to say this is our silver wash fritillary butterfly. But not only can you, and these ones are really good examples of how you can use them with other mediums, like these ones all use your brand new Duo design paper pads. and they look gorgeous together. This one's really nice. I love this one with all the 3 different shades of butterflies on there. It really, really stands out. And then another one here that Bex did using that grungy damask cardstock with your butterflies. And how well do those colours work with the colours already in that paper pad? So these are just some of the things that you can make together, but you can also mix and match your butterflies, and we've got some examples of cards that do that. So this one here just uses the base layers, just using your base layers, mixing and matching them up, creating really nice backgrounds, sort of like cascading through those cards. This one again that Barbara's made, and I love how she's put the gems on there just to have them coming around. But look at those colours. Those colours on there are absolutely just a dream made match. They look stunning. So for anyone who's wanting to know what colours she's used Periwinkle, Blue Lagoon, Nautical Blue, Olive Green and Spring Meadow. How gorgeous is that? I love that, Barbara. It's stunning. And then we did this one on Thursday's show. So if you wanted to catch up on some more demos on how to use these, then you can go to Hobby Maker and watch that show back as well. So many different ways that you can use these cards. I absolutely love them. Okay, our Win It Weekly this week is for the chance to win this absolutely ginormous pack of Miri card. And if I held this for more than 5 minutes, I think my arms would actually hurt because it's heavy, people. So you're going to get 100 sheets in gold, 100 sheets in silver. There's going to be 2 winners. The question you need to answer is, what is the world's longest ever running musical performance? Is it A, 639 years, B, 157 years, or C, 461 years? So like, share and comment for the chance to be in with it, winning this, and we will announce the winner on Friday's show. If you absolutely love these butterfly stamps as much as we do, I do have to tell you that if you're more into flowers, and you know what, I've just had a brilliant idea that you can mix and match these collections together and they will look awesome. But we still have these in stock. These are For the Love of Stamp layering flowers. So we brought these to you at the beginning of the year. There's 4 different stamps here. So you're going to get the whole stamp set that you can see here. They layer up beautifully, and you can download these guides on our website. I don't think they're on the back. Oh no, they are on the back. They are on the back. They're on the back of your packaging for you, and you've got 3 different ways in which you can colour these in. So we've got the flower that I can't pronounce, the chrysanthemum. It's got mum on the end, hasn't it? So it would sound like that. We'll go with it. And these are all £10 each. We've got the poppy, which is absolutely stunning. Here's your poppy. So you can get these £10 each, or you can get the full collection for £30. Incredible. We've got your aster. There's your stamp set. You've got your guide on the back for you. They make really, really nice cards. And then finally, probably my most favourite, your primrose. So there you go. That's your primrose. £30 for that full collection. You get all 4 stamps, or you can buy just one of them if one really stands out to you for £10 each. Also, you can use our offer of any 2 A5 stamps for £17.50. So if you want 1 flower, you want 1 butterfly, then you can do that too. Clever thinking. So have a look around, get them in your baskets, see what you want to do with them, because these sold out. I think we've ordered these in a couple of times now. They sold out so fast when we first brought them to you. So I wouldn't be surprised if we are running low on those butterflies, because they are beautiful. Okay, let's have a look at that ultimate collection for today then, because this is our brand new launch of our beautiful layering butterfly stamps. You're going to get the 2 A5 stamps. So you're going to have these 2 and then the 2 smaller ones, all for £27. You can buy them individually as well. The larger stamps are £10 each. and your A6 stamps, as always, are £8 each. You can mix and match. You can just get 2 of the smaller ones if you want the 2 smaller ones. Oh, they're only 3, so you could mix and match it with something else. The bigger ones, like I said before, need 2 for £17.50. So however your budget suits, we have something for everyone. We don't like people to miss out. So that is today's incredible bundle. We've also got those MDF shapes. Remember, don't miss out on those. £9.99 for some beautiful words. You'd use them all the time. You really, really would. Okay, before we finish for today, shall we get another demo? Let's do it.
Let's go. So what I'm going to start with here, I'm making a 5x5 card, so something a bit smaller. But to make my base, I'm starting with the 7x7 piece of white card.
She's gone crazy, people.
I've gone crazy because it's going to turn out quite clean and simple. It just takes a little bit of a process to get there.
Okay,
so
I trust you.
It'll make sense. So what I want you to do first up, she says 7x7, it is. I'm going to measure in from each side and faintly draw around just smaller than a 5-inch box in the middle. So you want to come in I'm just coming over the 1 inch in every direction, and I'm just going to mark that all the way around. So when you've marked there, you know where to line your ruler up to mark this side. You just go all the way around. And then the same, I should have come in from that side and I forgot. I'll go back and do that now.
So where are we marking?
We're marking just
an inch?
And just over an inch. So on your ruler, it's 1 inch and 2 notches.
Okay.
So is it 2/8 on here, 2/10 from each side? So it's going to leave us with a square in the middle that's just smaller than our 5-inch card blank. And then when you come in to do your next line, you bring your ruler down to where that mark is, and then you know where to mark. So you've got an even border all the way around. She says it makes sense. And then in from this side again. Somewhere.
So you're kind of creating your aperture point.
You are, but we're not actually.
But we're not cutting it.
It's not an aperture. It's what we're going to do. This is going to be the centre of our card, and we're going to stamp our butterflies coming off the edge. So they're coming off the edge of our centre point of our card.
Okay.
So we'll then cut some of the lines around, but then we'll also cut around the butterflies. It'll make sense. I promise. I promise it will. And then we're just going to very, very lightly draw our little box, so we know where we're stamping, and you'll be cutting most of this away afterwards, or if not, you can just use a ruler. So I'm going to pop this in my stamping press now. So this is the bit, this is going to be the centre of our card, and we're going to stick our butterflies coming off the edge. Natalie stood over there like she's gone crazy.
I'm just intrigued. I love watching cards come to life like this. Seeing how new ideas come to life. It does make sense though.
It will do. I'm just trying to figure out where to put my tape so I'm not impeding.
You're not going to stamp on it?
Yeah. I want to stamp. It's gone a little bit messy. I think that one's going to go up the top and this one down the bottom. So we'll start with our base layer, and for this one I'm going a little bit funky with my colours, and I'm going to do blue butterflies.
Cool.
Just because I can. So as you can see, I've layered this first butterfly, so this wing is coming past that mark line and some of it's inside. So we'll take our blues and we'll start with our periwinkle. Not periwinkle. Yes, periwinkle.
Periwinkle. It's a very beautiful colour.
It is. And then we're going to take it off and we're going to move it over down to the bottom on this side, same way. So again, another layer. You could obviously do this in 2 different colours if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could do, couldn't you?
So just give that a clean. Lost my stamps. So then we go in with our second layer. They're all a bit thingy on this one. Layer 2. So back to the first one. Place that on where we want it to go. That's about right. They keep sticking to my nails. Oh.
Oh no. Start again.
That's meant to line up with the bottom there. I should have my guide with me. And this time, let's go in with our Blue Lagoon. This is really going to make it
Make it pop
Pop.
instantly, isn't it? There's so many beautiful combinations of colour as well. I think it's going to be exciting to see all the things that you guys make with these stamps and the colours that you put together and create, and the different tones of butterflies, because we really, honestly, when Kat says we wish we could have had a few more weeks working on these, she's true, because we would have made so many different colour combinations.
We really
and
would.
experimented with all of our different inks to create those different butterfly colours. It would have been so much fun. So I'm super excited to see what everyone makes with theirs.
But we're bringing you so much stuff at the moment.
I know,
that we
we're
only
so
get a short
busy.
time to work on every
We
single
currently
thing.
have like a day to work on things. That's how busy we are. And it's coming up to that time of the year, people, where someone comes in his big red suit, so he's going to get even more busy. I love this stamp. It adds the tiniest little bits of detail onto the ends of the butterflies, but when you put that final stamp layer on, it fills in all of the gaps. It's amazing.
It is so cool.
People still commenting with the answer to our Win It Weekly question. So many different answers coming in. We're asking you this week, the question is, what is the world's longest ever running musical performance? A, 639 years, B, 157 years, or C, 461 years. I can't even think of a musical that it could be. Like, there's so many really quite old school ones that we forget about. Do you know what I reckon's quite old? And this is because their sort of type of theatre's been going for quite a while. It could be something like The King and I or something like that, because I imagine that was more of like a dancey performance back in the day, but who knows?
Yeah.
Who
I'm
knows?
thinking
Could be
more like
thinking-
along the lines of like operas or ballets and
Yeah,
things like that, because they're
yeah.
still music, aren't they?
Who knows? I'm going to be excited to find out the answer though.
I think with The King and I, you could be on the right track thinking about like
Chinese
these-
theatre,
yeah, they've got
because that's really old,
yeah,
isn't it?
absolutely.
In the way that was sort of together, and even maybe before they had like actors, maybe they could have done it with like puppets, in a way. I don't know. I'm very excited to find out.
So we've done a nautical blue layer, and this one is going to be the French Navy.
Could be anything really.
And mean, when does the 401 take us back to? Is that like,
Oh, Cat,
that
that's
must be
maths.
like
You're
Shakespeare
asking the
and
wrong person here.
stuff like that. And they were definitely doing things then that were...
Still ongoing.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but that's what I was going to say. They were doing things then that they're still doing now.
Mm,
It's a tricky question.
it's very tricky. Very tricky. I'm excited to find out the answer though.
If it turns out to be something like Elf, I will be really. Are we overthinking it, Emily? Is that what it is?
Why?
We're massively overthinking it.
It's more of it's a piece of music.
Oh, right, okay.
Rather than
So we've just interpreted the question completely wrong then.
it's a tricky question.
You're always tricking us with these questions.
Aim to educate.
Education is key, not only in the crafting. Emily's just setting us up to win all of those pub quizzes, let's be honest.
Right, final layer, I promise. Sorry, this one's taking a bit of time to go through. But you can't say you don't know how to use the stamps at this point.
No, and this one is my favourite layer of all.
It is, and I am going to go with the black again. I know I've been really boring with this bottom outside layer today. The last
But
layer
I think
with the black.
it just gives it so much.
Yeah.
It really is the finishing point to these stamps. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, so pretty.
Look at the difference when they're together.
I know.
Of just adding that last layer on. Gorgeous.
So, last bit on there. There we go. So I promise you it'll all come together quite quickly now, she says. So we take this off, and the idea now is that we trim around just the inside of this border. If I can find where I've put my trimmer, it's up here. So if you line it up so your pencil line is just to this side of the cut line, then you're going to cut it away so you're not going to see it, and then you can take this
kind of just
right
wanna
up
push that up to the
butterfly, just so you've got a little gap, and then come down and do the same at the top here, and we'll freehand the bit around the antenna shortly. So again, do the same thing here. And that one can go all the way across, no problems. So go to the butterfly, lift it up, bring it from the top and down. There we go. I can take away the bottom piece.
It's going to cut it all off straight away.
All off in one go, and then we just need to fussy cut around these butterflies. So just take your scissors up that trim line and cut around the edges.
This is a very cool idea. Because butterflies aren't something that tends to stay still, so I think as much sort of like a movement you can create with your images when you crafting with these stamps, the better your cards sort of look. And this is a really cool idea, Kat.
Thank you.
Loads of people are loving the demonstrations today as well. So much love for these butterflies.
Sometimes I had so many ideas. It's so hard to narrow them down, and then you feel like you don't give your best because you get all like confused because you've got so many ideas. So we just match them up to the things, and then we're going to take some black stamping card, and we're just going to use this as a guide to cut ourselves a matte and layer, because this really makes it pop. So we're just going to have our matte and layer around the basic square. We're not going to try and because that would just, and I think it just really helps it pop. So just line it up on two sides where you want to be, and then mark the other two sides. You want to get that effect. You can just pop that onto your trimmer. I'm doing some messy crafting today.
It's the best type of crafting.
It's the only kind of crafting I do, let's be honest.
Best type of crafting.
So that should then fit on there. So a little bit of construction glue.
Tracy says, I wondered what you were doing with this card, but now you've started cutting. Wow, what a good idea. I completely agree.
I have managed to get some mucky fingerprints off over it, but I've done so much stamping today, that's just to thingy. So I'm going to keep it really simple, and I'm just going to go with one simple sentiment, the Hello Beautiful in the middle.
This one's my favourite stamp.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Oh, it's so nice. The text is just the nicest. It's so thin and sophisticated.
It's one of those you'll be using across
all the time.
Year.
Definitely.
So we pop that in the middle.
Wow.
Pop it onto our card blank.
This is absolutely gorgeous.
I have got a 5-inch card blank somewhere. It's up here. And again, when you just pop it on here, it really makes it pop, because your wings are coming off the edge of your card. So you might need a 6x6 envelope to pop that in, but I'm sure you've got some of them lying around.
It's gorgeous.
And pop that on there. And it's very simple, very clean. It's just something a little bit different.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Hopefully it makes sense now.
You have to bring in your other cards.
Yes.
Show your other cards that you've made. Where are they? The ones that you've done today.
Oh, sorry.
You have to bring them all in. Bring them all in. Because they
I don't know
are
if there's
really
room
good.
on this messy desk.
All so different, but really stunning examples of how you can be using these stamps at home.
Can't fit them all on.
Absolutely lovely. Thanks, Kat.
You're welcome.
Everyone has loved them. Honestly, so many really nice comments about your stamping cards today. So thank you for everyone for watching. Some things we need to tell you before we leave you for the day. I'm going to be down at Hobby Maker tomorrow and on Sunday, our next 2 Hobby Maker days. So make sure you're tuned in with me for some fun. I'll be there 1, 3 and 5 on tomorrow and 1, 3 and 5 on Sunday. We've got, should we just let the secret out, because I don't know if anyone has already. Tomorrow we have a brand new decollage collection. Brand new decollage. You're going to really like it, so make sure you're there. And we've got some new paper pads too, so secrets are out. Tune in tomorrow. Tomorrow on Hunky Dory TV, Dan and Rebecca are going to be here, and it's going to be our final show with the goodie boxes. I think they've got some more to open, you know, so stay tuned for that. Some more goodie boxes filled with fun, and you're going to get so much inspiration from Becca. So have a lovely rest of your Wednesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow and Friday to finish off the week here on Hunky Dory TV. Have a lovely day.